Earlier on this evening, the FAI Junior Cup Draw was made for the quarter-final and the semi-final in Dublin, and representing the club was Gary Cunningham. Westport United were given a home tie against Oliver Bond Celtic, and from a local perspective, a lot of people are delighted with the fact that we've been drawn at home. But to be really honest, looking ahead, it's going to be a tough tie. Oliver Bond Celtic are a decent outfit, and we really have a lot of work to do to progress into the semi-final. And as Gary Cunningham rightly said in his interview following the draw, going to take one game at a time. We need a match practice. The last game obviously was against New Park over 3 weeks ago, which we won 1-0, Dan Brown penalty. We haven't played a game since, and the lads really need a bit of match practice coming in for Oliver Bond. So we've Clifton Celtic on Sunday. Be talking about that particular game later, and then you've got the Super League kicking off in a couple of weeks, so they'll actually add a little bit of momentum into the lads looking ahead to Oliver Bond. Oliver Bond themselves, they're a strong side, they're very well respected. They travelled to Westport last weekend. They beat Ferry Bank on penalties, and they had a very good following down there. So, as anyone knows, at junior football level, travelling down to Westport is a very hard place to get a result. And Oliver Bond went down there, did what they had to do, and they'll be coming down to Westport full of confidence too. They'll be hoping to come away with a win. They probably see themselves as favourites actually, but if we want to progress ourselves, we really need to up our game, and everyone knows that. Talking about the positivity on social media this evening, including one comment from the Gaelic of Mayo County Council looking ahead to the possibility of a Westport United Casper Celtic semi-final in the Junior Cup. To be honest with you, the permutations is really 6-1 that it will happen. Casper Celtic has to travel to Gorey. There's no guarantee they're going to win that game. And the winners of that game has to travel to Dublin to face Usher Celtic, one of the favourites to win the competition. So, really looking ahead, I wouldn't be talking about semi-finals, I wouldn't be talking about Casper Celtic, I wouldn't even be talking about Gorey Rangers, I wouldn't be talking about Usher Celtic. I'd be just talking about Oliver Bond. We'll just concentrate on that game and really put our minds on that one and try and get a result there. Looking at the other games that were drawn out this evening, we'll see that Athenry are facing Russia Leszek. Some people might say it the easy side of the draw. I don't think so. Athenry, as anyone knows, is a very strong side, has a great record in Connacht football over the years. Russia Leszek, maybe an unknown quantity, don't take them for granted. Then we look to Killarney Celtic and Fairview Rangers. Fairview Rangers has a great reputation in the Junior Cup, albeit 15 to 20 years ago when they were winning the competition on a regular basis. They mightn't have been as successful in recent years, but we know how strong Limerick sides are, and people might see them as one of the favourites. But I wouldn't write off Killarney Celtic either. Killarney Celtic would be a decent side. We know what Kerry teams can do in the competition, particularly at home. So people might say Fairview Rangers. I think this could go either way. And that leaves to Oliver Bond and ourselves. It will be a tough tie. Oliver Bond will see themselves as favourites. Some people, I've seen odds of us being closer 10-1 on the bookies recently. I'm not going to look into that. I'm not going to see us as favourites. I'm going to see us as underdogs here against a very good side, but we really need to up our game if we want to get a real chance to progress. It will be tight, it will be difficult, but we do have faith in lads, but we will need the 12 men really behind us for our home game. And Usher Celtic, moving on to them. one of the other favourites to win the competition, and justifiably so. They're awaiting the winners of Gorey Rangers and Castlebar Celtic. Ulster played Castlebar Celtic last year and ran out 5-0 winners, as anyone might recall. Gorey Rangers, Celtic has to travel to them on the 8th. Celtic do fancy their chances, but it won't be an easy game. I know Gorey last year only lost to finalists Sheriff 2-0, so I wouldn't be taking Gorey that lightly. But there's some cracking ties in the quarterfinals to look forward to, and the semi-finals, again, just concentrate on the quarterfinals first. We won't talk about the semi-finals until we negotiate a passage past Oliver Bond Celtic. But we do need the match practice. The last game was against New Park on the 2nd of February. Dan Brown's penalty got us into this point. We were meant to play Clifton Celtic the last couple of weeks, but the weather over 2 weeks and the bereavement last weekend has pushed that game out, so we're down to play them this weekend. We'll be talking about that game later. Then 2 weeks after that we'll have the start of the Super League, so hopefully we'll get a little bit of match practice before the 22nd, and we'll be looking to switch on the afterburners to take on Oliver Bond Celtic. But make no mistake, we're all looking forward to it. It's going to be a great occasion, a great home tie, but we've got to work hard. And the preparation, the players we know has been preparing for this particular game since beating New Park FC, but the supporters has to prepare. The supporters has to really get onto the ground in huge numbers, men, women, kids. We need to get colours out, the red and black, get flags around the town over the next couple of weeks, and let Oliver Bond Celtic know when they come down here that we're really the 12th man, the red and black army, and we're going to show them how big a club we are and how well respected we are in this competition. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be looking forward to the pleasure of company on the 22nd of March against Oliver Bond Celtic in United Park. Talk to you then.